Hello, and thank you for joining this session. My name is Clarisa Gonzalez Chavez, and today I will talk with you about digital technologies in sustainable production systems, Part 1. Now, I will walk you through some definitions that are key to understand the rest of this lecture. We will start with digitization. Digitization means the process of converting analog streams of information into digital bits. Then, digitalization means making use of digital technologies to actually change a business model and provide new revenue and value producing opportunities. Further, the digital transformation are the changes that digital technologies can bring about in a company's business model, which typically results in actually changing products or having new organizational structures or even in automation processes. Some examples of digital transformation is the rising demand for internet-based media, which has lately led to changes of entire business models. So in this image we can see that although we begin with digitization as the basis of the changes of a company, digitalization and digital transformation are part of the journey. So now I would like to define with you what is Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is a digital evolution from embedded systems to cyber-physical systems. It is an approach that deeply connects embedded production technologies and smart production processes. Embedded production technologies means mainly a computer system. Some relevant points is that Industry 4.0 objects and systems are not only connected, but they require that information is drawn into the digital world. The systems communicate, analyze, and use the information to drive further intelligent action back into the physical world to successfully execute a physical to digital physical transition. What this means is that what happens in the digital system will have a direct impact in the real world. Some of you might have already heard of this principle if you have been interested or looked at digital twins. Now, we will discuss the industrial paradigms. This figure shows us the industrial paradigms that have shaped manufacturing as we know it. When referring to the first industrial revolution, or the image in purple, we think about the big change that steam power and the weaving loom brought to production systems, where mechanization began to be possible. Marking it down in a timeline, we are referring to the 1760s to some time between the 1820s and 1840s. Then, Industry 2.0, the image in red, is also called the Second Industrial Revolution. It is represented by the changes of mass production and assembly lines in production systems. The use of electricity facilitated these changes. This technological revolution was a phase of rapid standardization and industrialization that took place in the late 19th century. Then, Industry 3.0, or the Third Industrial Revolution, represents the age of automation, computers, and electronics. Many of the manufacturing plants that are running today are using the technologies of this industrial paradigm as part of their status quo. Many have referred to this paradigm as the Third Industrial Revolution through semiconductors, mainframe computing, personal computing, and the Internet. In other words, the digital revolution. It began in the 1950s. Now, Industry 4.0 we have already defined, but it is definitely the blurring of boundaries between the physical, digital, and biological world. And the remarking technologies are cyber-physical systems, Internet of Things, and networks. Industry 4.0 and digitalization. Industry 4.0 represents changes for industry as we know it. Some of them are a higher degree of digitalization for products. Having more technology available doesn't only influence the production systems. It also has an impact in the level and quality of products that companies deliver to clients. It also has impacts on the value creation chain, where digitalization and data visibility represent changes to the way that companies co-create value and communicate with each other. And last but not least, business model. A business model is, in simple words, the strategy through which a company creates and delivers value, how they function and engage with clients and other organizations. The digital era has come to make radical changes in this area. Also, digitalization has been known and stated as a partial answer to high cost pressure. Customers are now bombarded by a multitude of different options in the market for the products and solutions that they require. Keeping costs fair is a mandatory element to succeed today. Also, shorter innovation cycles. The speed at which innovation is happening is unprecedented. Digitalization has come to maximize the period in which companies can take advantage of their designed offerings. Also, more complex and individualized, even adaptive and cognitive products. Industry has experienced transitions back and forth with a level of customization expected and appreciated by customers. Production today has begun to rely on more flexible production processes that allow customers input at different production stages. And last but not least, the needs for reduction of energy and raw materials during production processes. The high level of urgency of having a more sustainable economy relies on the responsibility that production actors engage with. The manufacturing industry is responsible for a significant share of the economic activities and therefore emissions in our world today. Digitalization has made significant promises when it comes to reducing the environmental footprint of our industry today. Now we will discuss some targets and outcomes of digitalization. Digitalization of production targets 3 main points. Improved internal and cross-company steering, referring to improved processes at an internal and external level. It also promotes horizontal integration of the value creation chain through more transparency, visibility, and extended communication between stakeholders. Additionally, improved IT solutions shows the maturity that companies require at an organizational and technical level and allow for improved information technology solutions. To summarize, this shall enable enhanced data exchange, potentially in real time, allowing visibility through supply chains and product life cycles, which can allow companies to react much faster. So some potential results are increased productivity, increased turnover as more efficient activities are promoted, and revolutionary business models. Now we will discuss another impact of digitalization. There are 2 main impacts that Industry 4.0 refers to. The capability to rebalance value creation work shares, meaning that there aren't low and high intensity working activities in different geographical locations or even within a company. Also, to enable the development of highly modern production facilities. In the figure below, we can get an overall idea of how work division has looked like in the past. Previously, our industry was guided by an international division of labor, where developed countries were mainly focused on capital and technology-intensive products. And then, developing countries would focus more on labor-intensive products. This led to the term offshoring, where developed countries shift their production operations to countries with lower wages. Today, digitalization has supported the replacement of highly labor-intensive activities with technologies, such as machinery, robots, and digital technologies. This does not mean that the workforce used previously is not required anymore, but instead we are able to use our valuable human resources for more cognitive-intensive activities. Although this topic has extensive debates going on, and we won't discuss this topic in depth in this course. However, the future division of international labor presents a different horizon, where production processes are becoming more capital and technology intensive worldwide, meaning that developing countries lose the crucial competitive advantage of cheap labor and require to find new sources of adding value to remain competitive. And through reshoring, developed countries take back certain production operations. So, we have stated that reshoring is this term used to describe the return of manufacturing to developed markets. Then next shoring, it's a term that we can expect to hear about more and more, as it relates to demand and proximity to innovation. This term does not refer to shifting manufacturing from one place to another. Instead, it promotes resilience by adapting and preparing for the changing nature of manufacturing everywhere.